Right, thank you very much, boys and girls. I think now you are seated now. Let us now finish what we have started. Remember, we were busy with question 6. We did question 1. And now the coordinates of B there, we said the coordinates of B is 0 and 2. Why is 0 and 2 here? Why is 0 and 2 here? Because they said now B is a y-intercept of the graph. Of course, now we had to take the positive 1 here because we have the 2. The other one, y is equals to 2. The other one, y is equals to minus 6. Now, when we look at the graph now, minus 6, of course, will be below the x-axis. And now positive 2 will be there above the x-axis. Good. Now, basically, let us now go to 6.2. 6.2 says now, write down the coordinates of C if C is a reflection of B in the line x is equals to 3. Write down the coordinates of C if C is a reflection of B in the line x is equals to 3. Right. Now, what is it that you are going to do here? Of course, very important here that we must look at this. What is the center of this circle here? What is the center of the circle? The center of the circle is 3 as well as minus 3 as well as minus 2. Of course, it means the reflection now will take place at this point here. The reflection will take place at this point here, at the center here, where we have x is equals to 3. Right, of course, what I'm happy about is when I take this point and reflect it on this side, we are still going to have the same y. Y will be what? Y will be 2. We are still going to have the same y, which is 2. Now we must look for the what? For the x value. Right, now we must look for the x value. Right, now if the distance from here to the point here is a positive 3, then it means also on this side to this one here, it will also be what? We must also have positive 3 as well. Now we have 1, 2, 3. Then it means it's going to be 3 plus 3 is 6. Then it means now the coordinates of C there will be 6 as well as 2. And it means now when I respond to question 6.2, then we are going to have what? We are going to have the coordinates of C, that is 6 as well as 2. Right, these are the coordinates of the point C. The x coordinate is 6. And then the y coordinate there is 2. Right, 6.2.3. 6.2.3, the circle is enlarged through the origin by a factor of 3 divided by 2. Write down the equation of the new circle, center A prime in the form x minus a all squared plus y minus b all squared is equals to r squared. What are we going to do now? Yes, of course, boys and girls, now we need to multiply this one. Remember now, the equation here is what? Our equation here is x minus 3 all squared plus y plus 2 all squared is equals to 25. It is easier, boys and girls, for us if we apply this transformation at the center, right? Unlike maybe multiplying everything out and then after that apply the transformation. On that way, it is very difficult, right? Now it means what we are going to do here is we say now we have x minus 3. We multiply it by the scale factor here. What is the scale factor? The scale factor is 3 divided by 2. Then we multiply this by 3 divided by 2. We square it. And now plus this one is a y plus 2 multiplied by 3 divided by 2 on this side. And all squared is equals to 25 multiplied by 3. Now this 25 here, we change it to the radius. Then r then will be what? Will be 5 squared. And of course, what is important is we now take 5, we multiply by what? We now take 5, we multiply by 3 over 2. Then we square it. Right, now, from here now we are going to have x minus 9 all over 2 all squared. Y, negative 3 times 3, that is negative 9 all squared. And now we have plus, this one will be y. Now, 2 multiplied by 3 over 2, the answer there will be a plus 3 squared, now which is equals to, then 5 times 3, that is 15 divided by 2, all squared, right? Now when I simplify this one, it is x minus 9 over 2 all squared plus y plus 3 is equals to, right now, 15 squared. What is 15 squared? Of course, 15 times 15 there, it is 225. 225 divided by 4. Therefore, the equation of the new circle now with the a prime is x minus 9 over 2 all squared plus y plus 3 all squared is equals to 225 divided by what? Divided by 4. Right. Now, boys and girls, it's very important. The same apply if we have the vertical movement as well as the horizontal movement. It's very important that you just look at the center and then you apply it where? You apply it on the center. Right. Now 6.4, very interesting question here, 6.4. In addition to the circle with the center A and the equation x minus 3 all squared plus y plus 2 all squared is equals to 25, you are given the circle x minus 12 all squared plus y minus 10 all squared is equals to 100 with the center B. 6.4.1, you must calculate the distance between the two circles A and B. And now 6.4.2, in how many points do these two circles intersect? And now you must justify your answer. Boys and girls, the two questions add up to 4. I'm interested on your solution on these two questions. Boys and girls, these two questions, I'm going to give you 3 minutes to go through the questions. Then immediately after that, now we are going to discuss. I want to see the first one as well as especially the second one is the most crucial one that I want to see. If you still remember now, what is it that you must do if you want to check if the two circles intersect at 1 point or at 2 points or they don't intersect at all. 3 minutes, then we'll discuss these questions after. Right, thank you very much, boys and girls. Let us look at our solutions now. Let us start with 6.4.1. Let us start with 6.4.1. First of all, now we need to calculate the distance between the center A and B. Then it means we need to know what is the center of this circle with the center A, and now what is also the center of this circle with the center B. Right now, the center A here, the coordinates there are what? They are 3 as well as minus 2. Remember now, if it's a minus, it will be positive. If it's a positive, then it's a minus. Right, the second one is B. The center of B there is a positive 12 as well as positive 10. Right, now we've identified the coordinates of the center. Then now we can use the distance. Now the distance of AB, it's a square root of x2 there. It's a 12 minus 3 all squared. Now plus, then we have a 10 minus 2 all squared. Then from here now, what we have is 12 minus 3 is a 9 squared plus 10 plus 2 here. That will be 12, then we square it, right? Now from here now we can now say, okay, 9 squared is 81 plus 12 squared is 144. Now the two now when you add, we are going to get what? 225. And what is the square root of 225? The square root of 225 is 15. Now it means now the distance between two centers A and B, it's 15 units, right? That is a 15 units. Good. Now, that is question 6.4.1. Now let us look at 6.4.2. 6.4.2, it says now, in how many points do these two circles intersect? Now we need to justify our answers. Of course, you remember now we need to take the 2, we need to take R1 plus R2, then to see what is the answer there. Right, R1, we agree that it will be 5, because the square root of 25 is 5, plus R2 there it's 100. Of course, what is the square root of 100 is 10. Now when I add the 2, 5 plus 10, then it's 15. Now you can see now the sum of this one, R1 plus R2, then is equals to the distance of AB. Then it means if R1 plus R2 is equals to the distance of AB, therefore now we can conclude to say now the two circles will intersect at what? At 1 point. The two circles will intersect at 1 point, because now the sum of the radius is equals to the distance between the what? is equals to the distance between the two centers. It is very important. Now remember also, you still have, they can also ask you the same question where you find that the distance is greater than the sum of the two radius, or the distance is less than the sum of the two radius. If the distance is less than R1 plus R2, then it means the two cycle will intersect at the 2 point. But if the distance is greater than R1 plus R2, of course there is no intersection between them. There is no intersection between the two cycles. Boys and girls, this is very, very important. You need to remember this as well. You just have to find the distance between the two centers, and therefore now you find the sum of the radius. Now if they are equal, then it means there is 1 point. If it's greater than 0, there is no intersection. If distance is less than the sum of the two radius, then it means they are more than one intersection, which is very, very important. Right, boys and girls, that was question 6.